What's up and welcome to my channel. My name is Jylesa, and if you're new here, I just want to say hey, go ahead and welcome. So today's video, I'm basically going to be sharing with you guys my meal prepping routine. These are a couple of quick and easy meals that you can make that actually caused me to lose, or assisted me with losing, 4 pounds in 1 week, which is great, especially when you're going on a weight loss journey. Now with these meals, some of these meals are high protein based meals, so the goal was to build muscle and to burn as much fat as possible. So here, as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm just chopping up these bell peppers right here. Some of them I am going to be baking, and some of them I am going to be placing as seasoning within my other foods. So as you can see here, I'm just fixing some quinoa in my rice pot. Yes, you can cook quinoa just like you can cook regular rice, which is why I love quinoa. Quinoa is high in protein and it's plant-based, so it is better for you than rice. Even though I still do eat rice with my meal prep, quinoa, I love making a good quinoa bowl. Now here I just season with a little bit of better than bouillon. You can get that from your local Walmart or Publix. Really good seasoning, very low in sodium. Love it. Now here I'm just chopping up my tomatoes, and I just want to say that if you're trying to move quickly, be careful, because your girl ended up cutting up her finger. Like I'm too old for this. Look at this. Ouch. That looks like it hurts. And it did. And my finger was hurting for a week. So anyway, I'm just chopping up my onions here, and just chopping up my bell peppers, just so that I can have those to be able to cook with. And so really with this journey this year, I really wanted to lose weight, but I know that my weight loss journey isn't just about necessarily a look per se, but I really wanted to get more healthy this year. And so meal prepping is definitely something that I will continue to do. I just tried it on this particular week because I do work from home and I only get 30-minute lunches, and I was finding it difficult to fix quick meals that were healthy throughout the week because of the fact that I only had 30 minutes for lunch. And so this really helped me out with staying on my journey, making sure that I was still meeting what it is that I needed to eat daily, but also adding more protein to my diet. Now, as you can see right here, I am making a pan. Now, with this pan, the one thing I will not do is use any more frozen vegetables. Moving forward, I will only be using fresh vegetables, because I do like my vegetables to be a little bit more crunchy. That way when I go to microwave them throughout the week, it's not super soggy. And yeah, it just they don't do the same as fresh vegetables. So moving forward, I will do fresh vegetables. Also, I am using vegetable oil. Normally I will use like avocado oil or something like that to bake with, but on this particular day I didn't have any, and I didn't know until I started cooking. So right here I'm just adding some seasoning, some garlic powder, and there's some Himalayan salt, black pepper seasoning that I buy from McCormick that's really good on your vegetables, and it's not too high in sodium, so I love using that. So right now we just using the flip of the wrist to go ahead and saturate the vegetables and the potatoes with the oil. Another tip is I will not be further baking, and that's the seasoning, but I will not be baking my potatoes with my vegetables anymore, because it does take the potatoes a little bit longer to cook than normal, so I won't be doing that in the future. Now here I am using frozen broccoli, which, just like I said, moving forward I will continue to use fresh vegetables, because for me it just comes out better. I like the crunchiness of it and the flavoring of it. So here what I'm getting ready to do is, this is all of my seasoning for my chicken. I do cook chicken thighs. I prefer chicken thighs over white meat. I like dark meat versus white meat, even though I know the white meat is more healthier for me. That is just a guilty pleasure that I have. So I am seasoning up my chicken thighs with those seasonings that I'm using. And as you can see, I did add turmeric to my chicken, which is good anti-inflammatory seasoning. And so here I'm just placing those in the pan. Now next time I'm gonna call myself out on this because I am not using gloves, and I know that the girls like to use gloves so that it looks more professional, you know what I'm saying? I'm cooking for my family and for me, so I don't have on any gloves. But next time I do a video like this, I will have on some gloves, y'all. I promise. Like, I'm gonna be one of those fancy girls on my next video, because you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna do it all the way up for y'all, so I'm sorry for that. But here I'm just making sure that I get all of my seasoning, adding some thyme on top of my chicken. You can season your chicken however you like, just make sure that it's not heavily salted. And so normally I put aluminum foil at the bottom of the pan and cover it with aluminum foil, but I didn't do that today. I normally do that for easier cleanup. So one of my favorite tips that I would say is use as much appliances as humanly possible, because you can air fry that chicken so that you don't necessarily have to bake it. But I was using my air fryer to cook dinner. It was a whole thing. But here, as you can see, I'm using my Spritzler thing. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's to chop up your zucchini and to turn it into like spaghetti noodles. This recipe has been amazing. I don't normally like zucchini or squash, but this recipe has definitely helped me out. All right, so I actually use about 4 zucchinis to make my spaghetti. That normally fixes enough for about 4 people to eat a full plate. With my kids, it's normally me and my husband's plate and their plate. But since I was meal prepping this week, it was literally just for me and my husband, and I was able to get 4 different meals out of that recipe. Now here I'm just placing my containers on the counter. I will link in the description these containers from Amazon. I like these containers because they have separate compartments where I can put my meat and my starch, and then my vegetable in the other container, separate away from each other. That's just a personal preference of mine. As you can see, that rice cooker, it did not take that long to cook. So while I was prepping the other things, my quinoa was cooked, and now I'm sharing it out in my container. This is why I say it's very important to use any type of appliances that you have, because it does make the process a lot easier. If I was cooking it on the stove, I really would have risked possibly burning this, but I've never burned my quinoa or my rice in my rice cooker, which is 1000% a plus to me. And so here I'm just taking my vegetables that have gotten done baking, and I'm just sharing those out as well. This is my broccoli that I made, and just like I said, next time I'm definitely going to be using fresh everything, because I don't necessarily like how they came out this time. Now I did want to do some lentils for my quinoa bowl, but I will not be using the canned version ever again. This was my first time trying it, and it just didn't give that same vibe. So this is how my vegetables came out, and as you can see, the ones that were frozen did not come out crunchy. They came out kind of soft, and some of them did get a little bit too crispy for my liking. And so it really dried out the moisture in the vegetables, which I didn't really like too much. So again, next time I will be using fresh vegetables, fresh green beans, you know, and just bake them that way. I find that that's a lot better taste wise, and a lot better for them holding up in the refrigerator for a few days. Now, me personally, I like to meal prep for a longer period of time, just because it's a little bit easier for me throughout the week. Because when I get off of work, I normally do a workout in the evening and a workout in the morning. So for me, it's just a lot easier to not have to worry about my dinner and my meals. Now, right now, what I'm doing is I am making sure that I cook down my ground beef. I did do 2 pounds of ground beef. This will be for my actual plates, and also for the meat for my zucchini pasta. So as you can see here, I'm just sharing out the meat for my quinoa bowls. I did some ground turkey and seasoned it, as you saw earlier in the video. Then my next thing I'm going to do is create my zucchini spaghetti, and that sauce I've only been able to find at Publix, but it is amazing. Oh my gosh, it tastes so good. It's organic. It's everything. And so the next thing you do is you just take those zucchini noodles and put them in the pot and basically just saute them on a medium-high flame. Now, I don't like to cook mine down too much. I like for them to still be kind of on the crunchy side. So literally I just put them in the pot and let them sizzle for maybe like a minute, if that. And then I just covered it in the sauce, and voila, it is complete. Now this pasta, oh my gosh, it tastes so good. I do want to try this with like a shrimp Alfredo type situation and see how that goes. Try the zucchini noodles with like some shrimp. So that is my next goal, to try that. But this is so delicious, okay? So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm about to plate my chicken. I did bake it on the temperature 350, and this is just my turmeric seasoned chicken that I did with bell pepper and onions, and this came out so good. Again, I love chicken thighs, so it was chicken thighs, y'all. I don't like white meat, but it is what it is. But it was so good, chef's kiss, loved it. And so next I'm just going to go ahead and plate my zucchini noodles. Again, I was able to get 4 plates out of this, so that was pretty much 4 meals out of this. You know, some days I ate this for lunch, you know, and another day I ate for dinner. And then my husband did have his 2 as well. And so this is everything that I fixed, and I know that it looks kind of bland, but everything was delicious and well seasoned. So I have some place to have chicken and potatoes, some place to have a quinoa bowl which had broccoli, quinoa, my ground turkey. I had my zucchini spaghetti as well, and then I also had a few bowls, dinners that had rice with chicken in it as well. And so it was just very, very good. This particular week I was able to lose 4 pounds from meal prepping, so I will start to meal prep more often. That way my 30-minute lunches don't go by so quickly, and I know what I'm having for dinner, and I don't have to stress about what it is that I'm going to eat or whether or not I'm having a healthy meal. So if you guys made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this helps you on your weight loss journey. If you have any questions, don't be a stranger, go ahead and hit me up below, but don't forget to subscribe. All right, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace and love.